First time with Timothy Johnson here in the program. Coming up here, obviously, this weekend, UFC on Fox, number 25, I believe. And he's got Junior Albini coming up. You had a great record, like an outstanding fight record before the UFC. Then the UFC was kind of up and down a little bit for you. Was it just the UFC jitters, or was it a little bit more of higher competition?
No, I don't think it was any jitters. The only fight that I really truly think I lost was the Roseholt one, and that's because I was just being stubborn and trying to out wrestle him rather than just actually fight him. Volkov fight, rewatching that a handful of times, and a bunch of UFC brass called me and talked to me about the fight, and they all think that fight should have been gone my way also. So looking back, I only have that one loss that I think.
Okay, that's fair enough. So, looking at the Volkov fight, which was a split decision loss for you, so really you're just talking about making one judge want to think your way a little bit more. The judges are the ones you have to really convince. Obviously, you convince the UFC brass; they don't think you lost it, but you got to convince the judges. What do you think now that you watched that fight over and over again that you could have done just a little bit differently to make one of those judges swing your way?
Just a couple more. I was going really good with the in and outs of them. That little flurries of 3, 4, 5 punch combinations and then back out. But there was I guess in that second round a little bit I was kind of a little angry at myself. I was doing, it looked like I was retreating, but it was just kind of setting up range to go back in, come back out. I could have done a couple more flurries definitely in one of those rounds. Round 3 was 100% his. Round 2 there, just doing a couple more of those would have definitely convinced them, I think. But definitely, I guess they maybe was looked at as retreating a little bit, but it was just setting up little flurries.
It's amazing. Pretty much every MMA athlete that I speak to, when they come after a split decision loss, they can always narrow it down to one round, 1 or 2 flurries. If I had just done a little bit more in this one particular spot, that would have won me the round, which would have won me the fight. It's all the way across the board. Everybody's like, nope, it's exactly this round, this particular flurry. If I had won this flurry, then that would have set up the next flurry. That would have been it. And it happens every single time. And it's got to be frustrating though when you get home and go, wow, man, like that would have been the difference. But it's hindsight. Obviously in the battle of it, you can't do much about it. Was there much frustration going into the Daniel fight right after?
Yeah, that was just frustration at myself. With the Daniel fight, like I was kind of actually disgusted with myself. But I was happy to get the win. But that was definitely not a good performance on my part. I honestly think just going that southpaw probably messed me up more than I admit it. Everyone I fight's orthodox. Even in the gym, there's only a couple of southpaws here and there, and just nothing was clicking. It was just one of those days. You wake up in the morning, something's not right. Nothing's really flowing good.
I totally understand it. And for the folks at home, so he loses a split decision loss to Alexander, then wins a split decision win against Daniel, and it looked like you were a little frustrated when you were fighting. It looked like you were like, even during the fight, you look like you wanted to have something different. That I don't know your fight style well enough to go, oh, he wanted to strike more, he wanted to wrestle more, he wanted to grapple more. Like I don't know your style that well, but it looked like that you were like looking for something to start picking up and something to start changing a little bit, and you were getting frustrated because you just couldn't get to that space and make him follow your lead a little bit. It looked like you were trying to lead him, and he just wasn't going where you wanted him to go. Am I correct in that assessment, or am I wrong?
Yep. Nope. I was looking to do some more striking with him. I thought, I would have a little bit more of advantage with reach and that, he does have fast hands, which his hand speed kind of took me off guard a little bit too, but that wears down as the rounds wear off. But, and then, you gotta change your game plan in the fight. And I was still I was getting a little stubborn, again, trying to just, strike wasn't working, and then I was just, all right, we're gonna lean on them, which is fine, but I had to break away on the fence and be more active on the fence than just kind of lean there and pick shots. I got to do more flurries against the fence too. So it was rewatching the fight. It was kind of ugly.
Yeah, it was an ugly fight. I mean, but sometimes ugly fights are the best fights on the card. Like sometimes those ugly grinding, beating a guy up, heavyweight fight is kind of one of those fights that everyone's like, well, that ended up being the fight of the night because it was so ugly and the way things go differently. Did you find out that when you got into UFC and like I said earlier, you had an up and down career, did you really have to change your wrestling quite a bit? Because you mentioned how with Rorschach, you thought you could out wrestle him, you didn't. That's the reason for that loss. Did you feel like you had to change your wrestling even more to go from a lot further away from traditional wrestling to more MMA wrestling?
Yeah. Well, the Rosso fight, I did get one more takedown than him.
Yeah, true.
But I wasn't able, like, I don't know what there was that inexperience and just being excited, like, I think 3 of those takedowns, I tried taking them back and just fell off because I'm like, and I never really tried taking them back. Like, I don't know what I was thinking, but, no, definitely you got to always evolve it. That was still early in my career. Like that was my second, also was my second one in the UFC. I was still not comfortable striking yet. I was still just a wrestler who had a little bit of boxing in him. And that's why, every fight and every month I'm trying to get a little more confident in my striking. I want to be known as a striking, not a striky grappler, not just a wrestler.
Right.
And that's, that was kind of a reason for the frustration with, the fight with Daniel. I was hoping to get a little showcase a little bit more, and I just didn't do it.
Okay, that makes sense. So what's the, how hard was it to come up with a game plan for Junior? Was it a very easy process to go, okay, this is what we want to do with Junior?
There's not a lot out there on him. So, I mean, like I said in all my interviews, I think we only found like 3 or 4 videos, and a lot of them are from 3 or 4 years ago. Can't go off of that, a fighter evolves so much in 4 years. So it's just kind of going into it with an open mind. And this fight's in my mind, it's going to play out a lot like my fight against Tibera. That's what I kind of want.
Okay. So it's going to be well. Actually, let me reverse that for a second. So, what do you think Junior's trying to plan for if he's getting in his camp? Like, your style. You've looked at your flaws. You know what you're weak at and what you're strong at. So, Junior sees the same thing. What do you think he's going to try to do to you once that cage door closes?
I think his last fight and what we found, his trend is kind of more of a counter striker. So I think he's definitely going to try to keep separation. Yeah. But he's also kind of a bull rusher at the same time. It's kind of opposite ends of the spectrum there, where he'll be backing up, counter striking, and then coming at you hard. So, but I think he's going to try to be keeping range and try to utilize some more kicks. But of course, we've thought that about the last handful of opponents too, but they've really haven't been kicking me too much, which is always a nice little surprise. But I think he's going to probably utilize a little more Muay Thai than the last, 3 opponents.
Okay. Well, Tim, thanks so much for coming out here, man. I really appreciate it. I know it's early morning for you in New York. I appreciate you coming out here before your day gets started. Enjoy the rest of the week and have fun at the fight.
No, thank you very much.
Take care, brother.
Yep, thanks.